Good morning, I guess it still is, everybody. I was going to say good afternoon, but just out of habit. I'm Scott DeCamp with CatchMark SportsNet. We are here in the CatchMark podcast studio as part of the Whitehall 2023 football team's media day. First off, let me just thank all the businesses and everybody around here in Whitehall who support, obviously, CatchMark, but also Whitehall schools, because we're excited to announce that we are providing content here at CatchMark for Whitehall schools this year. And it took a lot of people to make that happen, but we're really thrilled to be doing it just because it's so much fun being around these folks at Whitehall and just in this community. It's a great community. But without further ado, let me introduce our guest here today. We'll start with Coach Tony Sigmund. Thanks for coming on, Tony.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Absolutely. We got senior Trenton Tenbrock. Hi, Trenton.
Thank you.
And senior Jason Smith.
Yep, thanks for having me.
Yeah. He's got that voice, man. Jeez. I'm going to be out of a job here soon.
I know it. I mean, you could sell Pepsi, right on the radio.
More of a Coke guy.
Or Coke, Coke Zero. Do your thing, man.
Man, let's hear that again. Like, what should we have him say?
What's that?
I'm kind of at a loss, but I kind of want to do almost like NFL films, like John Facenda, like have him read like the Oakland Raiders.
We need a narrator around here. Yeah. We might have the guy right there.
Yeah. He just needs a script. He
can
read it.
Hey, Scott, he can make you some money.
I'm a good reader.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's a one-take guy.
Yeah. You don't.
Man. So, obviously multi-talented because you got the voice. Sounds like you're doing a great job, in early practices. And obviously same with this guy here, Trenton. I saw him in track season getting ready to run 100, and I'm like, holy cow, this guy looks like he would squat like a semi-truck or something.
Yeah.
He's been putting in the weight room work, right?
Yeah, it's not the easiest to run with the bigger thighs, but, you got to do what you got to do for football.
So just both of you guys here, you're going into your senior year. Just tell me a little bit about the work that's been put in by you guys and your teammates just to get ready for this season.
I mean, ever since that loss against South Christian, it took 2-3 days, and guys were already communicating, getting in the weight room, putting in the work. We just want it more than I think we've ever have. I mean, now it's our reality. It's our senior year. We want it all.
Yep.
What do you remember about that game last year against South Christian? Obviously, there was a lot of great memories and great moments and achievements you guys had. But as far as fueling you guys going into this season, what South Christian obviously is a big one. Anything else that really is kind of just stuck in your crawl and just kind of stuck with you all off season?
Honestly, just seeing how it affected our seniors last year, just Grayson, Wesley, everyone who played a big part in last year, just seeing how it affected them, and how I want us to be able to move past that this year and be able to not only do it for our team, but do it for last year's team as well.
Coach, can you tell me a little bit more about these guys, as what they bring to the team, just across the full package?
Well, kind of talking a little bit about Trenton's point. He kind of said that, hey, we had guys after the first couple of days after the season was over, really just saying, hey, we're communicating, and it was really so much about those guys, turning the page. And, I've said it before where, we ended up having a really nice season, 11-1. But for our guys to come in this motivated this offseason and to put in the work that they have this summer, I don't know if that was necessarily a question that we thought was going to be able to happen after having the success that we had. I think the most natural thing to do when, you're, having maybe a record-breaking offense or having a great season in terms of, 11 wins and everything along those lines, the next thing a lot of kids will do is just say, hey, we'll just do it again next year and we don't have to do much of the work. And that could not be further from the truth with this group. So, we challenged our linemen because we knew that we had a lot of guys graduating. So the response to those guys was, well, we'll just all be in the 1,000-pound club this year. So we ended up getting about 80-90% of our kids there. And, that's a credit to them. A lot of coaches, are preaching the same message, but kids ultimately have the choice of doing it. And that's what is so cool about this group. They're doing the work. So, it's now our responsibility to make sure that we put them in the best situations on the field, at practice, as possible, so that they can get the maximum return on their investment. So, to talk about Trenton, he's worked his tail off in the weight room Also, he's gotten as big as he is, but he's also still a very fast individual. Jason, he had great speed last year for being the size that he is, but now he's also increased his strength really almost like double, in terms of almost every lift. So both these guys are ready, but that's why they're such a great representative for our football team.
So 11-1 last year, great season, like a historic, record-breaking type season, really dominant team. And what percentage would you say returns from that team?
Well, as far as the returning piece, we have it's kind of interesting because we had so many guys involved. We have about 7 or 8 guys returning on defense that played such a huge part for us last year, and then all of our skill kids are back, but the linemen that we're looking at either are coming in that are juniors that had a remarkable JV season and have done the work in the offseason to get ready for varsity, or they had a significant role on our football team last year's juniors. So this is a veteran group, and I would tell you that, we really do have a good nucleus. And the other part is, too, a lot of teams are getting a little bit more of a veteran experience now early on than they have before because of the new 5th quarter rule. And so we, like everybody else, have taken advantage of that. And so part of that now allows us to maybe practice our sophomores who are doing a nice job, maybe getting them into the mix on some varsity scout team and kind of getting them prepped. So it's not such a culture shock when they jump into their junior year. And we've done that for a couple of years, and it's really paying dividends off.
Yeah, so again, I want to thank the people who helped make this happen with the media day. Excuse me. I don't have Jason's voice, so I got to continue to clear my throat. I'm trying to measure up, but I just can't do it. I don't want to leave businesses' names out because we're still trying to sort through things as far as who should, we want to give everyone credit, but the ones we know of for sure that have really kind of gone out of their way are Bone Ends, Complete Restoration, Shepherd and Shepherd. And I know there are others too, and when we get that complete list, we will be certain to share that and give those folks credit and thank them for everything they're doing. But what did you guys think of the media day? What was the best part of it, would you say?
Honestly, probably the slow-mo stuff. It's just fun to do that kind of stuff, cool team bonding and just getting in with the guys and having a good time.
I'm guessing you probably did some kind of flexing, right?
Oh, yeah. You got to hit the... Yeah. You can't really see it in frame here. But
because you're too big for the frame.
Yeah, I don't really fit.
The camera adds 10 pounds. So
Yeah, good.
It adds it all to my stomach and my chin. But, yeah, I don't know about you.
Yeah, as far as all the college coaches know, 225.
Yeah. What'd you think, Jason, about media day? What was your favorite part?
Honestly, just being here with the team, just the whole bonding thing, like Trenton said, just everyone was showing off their real personality when they were going through the slow-mo stuff, getting to see everyone do their poses for the pictures, just a real good team bonding experience. What
I love about this Whitehall group and Whitehall kids in general is it seems like, at least when I'm around and recording stuff, they seem like, you're getting, that's who they are. They're being themselves, they're having fun. I mean, that's kind of why I do what I do, because I want to create those experiences and platforms and showcase the athletes in the schools and stuff like that. So I think that's really cool. You didn't see this yet. I may or may not put it on social media, but Jamar wanted me to get on the fog machine and get on the video with him. So
perfect.
He tried to get me to flex, and so I rolled up my sleeves, and it's like people were less than impressed. I know. I just don't have that athlete body. Never really did, but it's even further away now. So
I think what would have been great is if there would have been some sort of bench press fog machine option.
Oh, man. We don't have enough time.
And then you could have really repped out the 225 to let people know, hey, this is what I'm about.
Yeah.
Hey, Jamar had a challenger today. Scott was looking real big.
Yeah, right. I was looking big, but not in the way I want to.
I get it. It makes sense.
So tell us a little bit about the schedule, what you got coming up. Obviously, you've been diving into, first official week of practice. I know you've been working all summer, all off season to get to this point. I know if you could just tell everyone about maybe the scrimmage next week, where they could maybe get a first glimpse, and then obviously what you got on the schedule.
Yeah, so as far as our scrimmage next week, we're going to be Thursday, 10 a.m. at Coopersville, and so we'll have our varsity and underclassmen all going at the same time. So we'll be there. and we'll be going up against obviously Coopersville, but then also Belding and Wyoming will be there. So it'll be a nice mixture of spread teams and some the wing T type teams there. So really good scrimmage, and Coopersville coaching staff and community do a great job putting it on. It's on turf, so it's a nice venue over there. So and it's also relatively short travel distance. So good spot for us, and allows our kids to kind of heal up, get into the Friday, get into game week, and get ready to roll from there.
Yeah, it'll be fun to hit somebody that's not our team. Then I can actually lay into them.
It's getting to that point where guys are like, yeah, we've seen you a lot today. So,
Yesterday when I hit Kyle, I was getting a little scared. I didn't want to hurt him.
Yeah, he wanted to know who got up faster. I said, well, the problem is that Trenton didn't go down.
Yeah, he just
yeah. And he goes, I didn't know he was going to hit me. I go, that's the concept. And he's like, oh, well, I'll be ready next time. Okay.
So are the pads on now, or were they on yesterday?
We're in shells.
Yeah.
We're in shells. And that's the acclimatization period. You have 2 days of helmets only, and then now 2 days of shells. So we'll do our second day of shells, and then tomorrow will be our full padded practice, and really just kind of getting guys ready to roll, Yeah.
Is that the day you separate the men from the boys, or you guys don't really get that intense with it?
It's intense, but I'm going to tell you right now that as far as what we do in terms of the year-round approach, there are things there where we kind of know a lot of that. Sure, there can be some surprises, but when you're looking at like Jason and like Trenton, for example, these guys have done the work. There's a mindset there to where when they put on their helmets and shoulder pads, it's not, I hope this is going to go well. It's, I've invested too much to where now I have to do it because I want to do it and I'm going to do it. It's just different. So, Veer Camp, the multi-joint practices that you're able to do now, I think all of that really kind of almost like get you ready before that first day of pads. If that makes sense.
Oh, yeah.
So I feel like we're there right now. Kids have been doing a fantastic job this whole camp, but it's such a farther extension back to that. I think we're ready, So.
Oh, and you've got you open with Unity at home, and then I believe you're at Tecumseh week 2.
Yep.
And then Hastings at home.
Correct.
And then obviously at Montague. You kick off the conference season at Montague.
Yep.
We're getting short on time here, but I just want to kind of give you guys a chance. What are your goals? What are you looking forward to the most about this season, your senior season?
Well, first I want to say just I'm looking forward to the team aspect. Not as much the game, but playing with my brothers. I mean, these guys I'll be friends with 10, 15, 20 years down the road, no doubt about it, because we've grown up together. We've played football since 5th and 6th grade, I mean, it's just a family.
What did you say, Jason?
What I'm really looking forward to is that first game. Just we have what we need to be able to be good. So to be able to show that off in front of a crowd, in front of other football players, in front of other teams, and for other teams to just look at our film and see we put in the work to show what we need to do. And that state championship it's at our fingertips this year for sure.
Oh yeah, I need a nice little ring.
Well, I'll tell you this: when it comes to those types of goals, they're great to have, But I usually say that there's the people that can wish to have $1 million and play the lottery, and then there are people that go work for $1 million, and there's usually a higher return on that, And I will tell you this: that playing Hudsonville Union Christian is really a great test for us, for those guys to be able to put, those goals up there. But one game at a time, and remember that, in order for you to reach your goals, it starts with that week 1, and then it spills over week 2. So, that is the challenge, though, because we are starting with 3 Division IV teams, and every one of them have had extreme success last year and had historic success, in the previous years. So, you look at Hudsonville Union Christian, that's by far one of the best teams in Division IV on the west side of the state year in and year out. Hastings was in a regional as well against Edwardsburg, and Tecumseh won 10 games as well last year. So every game kind of poses a different problem, And let's face it, we haven't even talked about our conference games, where we had more playoff teams there as well. So there's a lot of good football teams in front of us, But I think that we can go ahead and if we just take it one game at a time, and we should be okay.
No, and that's so true. And you and you guys might be wearing a little bit more of a bullseye this year, just because people really saw last year. What this program is capable of. You guys have been building a steady program and keep building on it throughout the years, especially during your tenure. But I think last year was a year where people really started paying attention. So,
well, and that's actually, that's going to be the new challenge because, the one thing that, we really need to make sure we're unpacking is that we are going to get everybody's best game. There are people that have schemed against us, not for 1 week, but for the entire offseason. So we might see a wrinkle or two that we just have not seen because people are waiting to save it for us, as we have done with other teams that we've kind of circled on our calendar. So, that is the challenge to where during a game, our kids are going to have to be focused and locked in to say, hey, here's a wrinkle we didn't practice against because we haven't seen it on film. So we need to unpack it, do it quickly, and then adjust. And that's where I think that, these guys are saying things about team, family, and all those types of things. That will be tested this year because I think there's this expectation that we're just going to sprint right out of the gate. And with people that are scheming against us for all year long, it might be a series or two before we really can unpack and feel comfortable and settle into a game.
all right. Any other final thoughts from you guys?
No.
All right. Well, thanks a lot, guys. We got Coach Tony Sigmund. We got seniors Trenton Tenbrock and Jason Smith. I'm Scott DeCamp with CatchMark SportsNet, and this was the podcast for the Whitehall Football Media Day 2023. Can't wait to see everyone out there, at the games. It's coming right up. It's a couple weeks away only, really, and then it's going to be real. So
Absolutely.
Thanks a lot, guys, for joining us today. Appreciate it. Good luck to you guys.
Thanks, guys.
Yep. You like that?
Water went down the wrong foot.
I just had to play with the buttons.